Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, so nice to see you. Good morning to my students, good morning to you. Good morning to the mommies and the daddies too. Good morning to the brothers, good morning to you. Good morning to the sisters, it's so nice to see you. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys woke up on the right side of the bed and ate a good breakfast and are happy to do something good today. We're going to start with our calendar that we always start with. Today is Tuesday, April 28th. Yesterday was Monday, the 27th. Tomorrow is April 29th. Then it's 30, 31, and on Saturday starts our new month, May. We're gonna have a new month on Saturday. Isn't that exciting? Hopefully we'll get a little bit less rain in May and we can go out and do things like ride our bikes or open up our windows and have some fresh air instead of just hearing those raindrops on our windows. We are still learning about the letter W. And why are we learning about the letter W? Because we're still learning about worms, all about worms. Here's our whiteboard, and I wanted to, instead of reading a book today, I wanted to draw a picture with you guys. And I wanted to label the parts of the worm and tell you a little bit about worms and why they are important. So we said the word worm starts with a W, and W has 4 lines, and we're starting from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines in W, and worm is spelled W-O-R-M, worm. And worms love to live underground. Here's our worm. Here's our grass, and under the grass we have dirt. And worms love to live in the dirt, and the reason why they live in the dirt is because it's really nice and wet down there. And worms love to be wet. They hate the sunlight. They don't do well in sunlight. They really do well where the weather is damp. Also, worms are long and skinny, and they have 2 sides to them. One is their tail end, and one is their head or their front end. And in their head, they have a tiny little brain, and also they have a mouth. And their mouth is sort of like this, and it's right in the tip of their head, and that's how they suck things through their mouth. They don't have eyes and they don't have ears. Worms also have segments. And if you ever picked up a worm from the dirt, you'll see there's like little lines on them, and these little lines are called segments. And these segments are the things that help them move. So the way they move is they have really strong muscles, and they sort of come together like an accordion and pull out and push out and then pull in and then push out, and their segments help them move because they constrict their segments through their muscles. They have very strong muscles. That's why if you ever seen a bird trying to pull a worm from the ground, and they're pulling and they're pulling and they're pulling and they're having a hard time, it's because the worm is so strong. Their segments are holding on to the dirt because they don't want to be taken away by that worm. So they're holding on as hard as they can to the dirt or the grass or whatever's around them. There's one more important part to the worm. And if you ever picked up a if you ever picked up a earthworm, you would see that part of them, they're long, but part of them kind of like in the middle-ish, but closer to the head, is a little bit fatter than the rest. And this is called the saddle. And the saddle is important because this is where the earthworm holds all of its eggs when it wants to make babies. Another few things I want to tell you is that earthworms, they live in burrows. They dig. They dig little tunnels for themselves. And their tunnel is called a burrow. Worms eat things that are dead in the ground, so like old leaves. And through the burrow, they pull the leaves in. They eat. They make little holes through the burrows. And they're important because what they do is they churn the soil over. So wherever there's a lot of worms, that means that there's good soil, because worms are really important for making really good soil. Even farmers, they'll even go to a store, to a special farmer store, and they'll buy extra worms just to put them in the ground because they know that the worms will help them make the vegetables grow really well, because they bring a lot of oxygen and they move the dirt around, and they eat the things that the farmers don't want there, like old leaves and decaying things. The last thing I wanted to tell you is that when it's a rainy day and you see a worm on the ground, that means that the worm is trying to move houses, that there's too many worms in the burrows where he or she is right now. So they come out only when it's a rainy day. They come out because they feel safe when it's raining, right? So they'll come out and peek out. And they'll move. So when you see a worm on the sidewalk, when it's a rainy day, don't be scared of it, because they're just trying to move their house. And it's not easy to move if you've ever moved your house before. So you'll see them moving, you'll say, hey worm, good luck to wherever you're going. Hope you find a nice place for yourself. Because the worm is moving houses. Earthworms eat a lot. They spread, I told you, they spread nutrients, right, through the ground. And they make the ground have extra oxygen, which is air, through their burrows. So next time you see an earthworm, you should say thank you. Thank you, earthworm. Thank you for making the ground better, and for making our farms better, and for bringing oxygen and nutrients into our soil. I hope you guys have a great day today, and you do something fun, and you smile. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good one.